Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and today we're back with weekly update number 152. Let's just jump right into it with week in review. This is where we talk about what's been going on in the warehouse, things that are coming up, stuff like that. And so this week, I would best describe it as chaos, or at least for me. I feel like everything else is kind of more or less stable around here. Trying to fill Dylan's shoes and do my own stuff and some other stuff that's going on in my own life. This week has just been insane. The my own life thing, I guess the biggest one is going into the dojo Monday after work to find it flooded yet again. So that's a story for another time, I guess. But here at the warehouse, Monday, Chad ended up out sick, so printed and picked orders for Alex. Tuesday, Chad was back in and trying to print and pick for two of them at the same time while still trying to get other stuff done was insane. Trying to do everything to keep one station going. I can usually get a few other things done and feel pretty good. With two, it's just absolutely nuts. And then also trying to do check-in at the same time to be ready for the restock we had on Wednesday. It's just a kind of an insane combination of things going on, and it's a constant effort to keep on top of everything that needs doing, try not to fall too far behind anything that's critical or slow somebody else down. And making it through the week so far. Wednesday was a little bit more sane, at least here at the warehouse, and kind of getting better with each step. I'm hoping to figure out what that better rhythm looks like. Hopefully we'll have a week where nobody will be out sick and stuff like that for the whole week, and that will make things a little bit simpler going forward. But that's kind of been the week in a nutshell, just a lot going on. We did receive a bunch of stuff, only 5 different kits for the restock on Wednesday. One of them, actually, we had a higher number of damage than we expected, and it hurt us on early birds a little bit. That was the mega size. We had just shy of enough for all the early birds because of that higher than anticipated level of damage. We usually estimate, that we're going to get some, but this was particularly high. We asked for some volunteers in the Discord, people who didn't care about their box condition. We had a few takers. We had a few people that we gave the option to. Do you want a damaged one, or do you want to wait till our next lot shows up? We have a lot that should be shipping probably by around the end of next week if everything goes smoothly, so they'll be in fairly soon for those couple people, and we'll hopefully then have a public restock of the mega size from a different distributor this time, one that has a really good track record on damage, the way they ship things, and we might even be putting some of those up for early bird as well early next week or this week, end of this week. Once all the dust settles on that, got to kind of figure that out. So that was kind of frustrating. What else? The inventory reduction sale is still going on. No updates yet this week. We'll probably be removing some stuff soon. Got some other stuff in our personal life that's kind of occupying time this week. So hopefully next week maybe we'll be making our next inventory reduction sale collection update. Most likely be primarily things coming out. Just all depends on timing. And I guess the other thing that all depends on timing is the baby should be arriving soon. I think theoretically the due date is tomorrow or today, the day you're probably watching this. If you're watching this on Friday, I think that's when the doctors say Kate's due date is. I think Kate's estimating early next week based on however she's figuring that out. Both our other kids were a little on the late side, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happens here too. But any minute now, essentially, over the next week or two, could be off and dealing with that. So don't be surprised if everything gets kind of weird for a little while soon. I apologize if that causes any inconvenience. I think that's mostly it for week in review. Not a whole lot other going on besides the chaos. So that said, let's move on to team picks. This is where the guys in the warehouse talk about some builds they brought in. Let's see what they brought in.
Hey everybody, Alex here from Mecha Warehouse. Today I brought in the Vegeta new spec figure. I got zero complaints about this thing. Looks great. I do prefer the folded pouting brooding arms over the open ones, but it does come with those arms too, so you can give them different poses. It also comes with different faces, so you can match the face to that pose. It was easy to build, didn't take me too long. It was the first one I built of that style, and I think it took me like an hour maybe, just messing around with it. But yeah, I got zero complaints about that thing. It was great, looks good. Go buy one.
Hey everyone, Chet here for Show and Tell this week. I brought in the Master Grade High New Gundam Verka. This was my second Verka kit that I built, so I came into it very nervous. The first one I built was the Unicorn, so Verkas, in my experience, have been very finicky. This one, though, was very surprising to me because I managed to assemble it in, like, I think 1 day versus something that would have taken, like, months to get through. Very simple kit to build. The only real complaint that I had with it was water slide decals are scary for me. The fin funnels are basically all white when you first assemble them, and then you have to use the water slides to get the blue onto the parts. But when you do get them on, they look really, really good. I am very inexperienced with water slides, and so there are some mistakes that I made, some wrinkling with the decals, but you don't notice it too much when it's on the shelf. It also comes with the base. Bases are very big pluses for me. And it comes with little arms so you can hold some of the fin funnels as if they're like flying through the air. It's very big. It's got the awesome wings. It's very bulky. This thing is like really cool, and I'm very happy I picked this one up. I recommend it.
All right, that's it for team picks. Let's move on to Q&A. So this is where I answer questions from you, the viewers. If you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer it next time. And please leave me questions. When I have a bunch of questions, it's good. Makes for good content and helps make everything more interesting. We got a bunch of questions this week, so just thank you in advance to anybody who asked a question. First up, Adam Scherenbrock. Is there a Gundam series you'd like to see get another season or a side story with new characters or existing ones? I haven't gotten all the way through Wit for Mercury yet, but I think that universe, from what I've seen so far, probably has room for more stories, more backstory maybe, more, a side story, something like that. I've heard that they end it in a very, definitive way, which is totally fine, but it seems like there might be some room there for, some other side story, something else going on in that universe. Yeah, so let's go with that. Next up, Lamech. I didn't want to live Lance. Heaven until now. What team kits have you seen that made you want to get one? If none, what was your favorite? So I don't know if there's one that made me want to get a kit, but there's definitely one that's made me want to build a kit, and that was, I think Dylan brought in the Hexagear Governor Monoceros. I've been wanting to build that one for a while. I've been wanting to get it for a while, and I got it recently when they came back in stock. It was something we had back in the attic days, and I'm probably actually going to build that on stream very soon, just because I'm curious. I haven't built any Hexagear stuff, and I'm feeling like a good change of pace on the streams might be good. Been building a lot of Witch for Mercury kits on there. All right, next question. MZ, what do you do with all the boxes and manuals from kits that you've built? Keep or toss? If kept, do you display them or store them away somewhere? So as far as boxes, a lot of the boxes I just dispose of. A lot of the boxes I use for things. Transporting built kits to events, using them as trays to help organize stuff in my building environment. A lot of those boxes, especially high-grade boxes, can be good as a little tray to keep stuff in, and I use them just for organizational stuff. I've definitely taken a lot of the boxes that I like the art of and kind of flattened them and stored them away because I want to display them at some point. Not sure if I ever will, because I don't seem to ever get to anything I want to do these days, but it's definitely something I've been trying to do. As far as manuals, I have a much more organized plan for manuals. I came across this idea years ago of using a 3-ring binder and using a page protector for each manual. So I've got all the manuals for everything I've completed sorted in there, so I can kind of flip through, grab the manual if I ever need to reference for something, or whatever it is I want to do with it. And I keep that on my shelf in my office, and whenever I want to look at the manual, it's there and organized, ready for that. All right, thanks for the question. Next up, plastic germs. If you had to get rid of a grade, which one would you choose and your reason why? That's a tough one. I don't know. I really like master grade. I build a lot of high grades. So I guess it would probably be real grade, at least if it's one that has grade in the name, since the question is which grade would I get rid of. I haven't built as many real grades. That level of detail in the tiny kit is nice, but it's probably the thing I could do without the most, I suppose. But it's such a hard question because they're all great in their own way, and I like building all of them. Fun question. What Gunpla Plamo podcast would you or any of the Mecha Warehouse minions recommend to listen to? I personally don't listen to any podcasts in the space. I don't know that I've listened even to an episode of any of them. I think I've been a guest on one or two, but I haven't seen any. I'm not sure if any of the other guys have. I guess we'll find out. All right. And one more question. D9YT, what is your 5-year plan? What is your 5-year plan for the shop? Are you content with the size that you're at now? Or do you have much grander aspirations? You seem like a guy with a plan. Do I look like a man with a plan? I don't. 5 years is a long time, so I don't really have a 5-year plan. Sometimes I don't know if I have a 5-minute plan. I'm kind of constantly thinking just ahead of where I'm at, just trying to survive at this point because we've had so much going on lately. I'm definitely not quote unquote content with the size we're at now. We moved into the warehouse the size that it is with the intent to grow, because if we were going to operate the size that we're at now, we would probably really want to be in a space maybe about half the size that we're in now. It's just more square footage means more cost, means less profitability, unless we use all that space. So the plan is definitely to continue growing. I don't think our growth is going to be anywhere close to the growth it's been over the last 2-3 years, because things have just been, growing really fast. So we'll definitely be continuing to try to grow and growing gradually. There's a lot of things I want to do in terms of content, additional kind of services and things outside of what we've been traditionally offering, more products that we would like to offer, and just trying to continually figure out how to add those things, how to keep our costs down and make things more efficient as we try to add those things, and ultimately get to a point where I don't have to be here day to day, so I can go do other things, or I can focus that energy on other projects, other things to grow the business in the space. So that's kind of the rough kind of sort of plan, if that makes sense. And I think that's it for questions this week. Thank you all for your questions. If anyone else has a question, if you have a question you want answered, post it down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer it next week. Thank you for watching. See you next time.